is a little bit, oh no, there's a fire! Basil has discovered a fire. He cut the grill on fire. Quick, put it out. Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Heathwyn, and in case you were wondering, this board behind me is a board that represents people who have given at least $5 in my fundraising campaign for St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital. Over on my Twitch channel, all through the month of May, I am raising money to help support St. Jude and all of the wonderful things that they do for children and their families as they are dealing with what is the unthinkable. Childhood cancer or another life-threatening childhood disease. I would love for you to come on by my Twitch channel and say hello. Links to that, as well as links to my donation page through Tiltify for St. Jude, is down below as well if you're feeling like you would like to help contribute to this really great, really worthy cause. And like I said, we're going to be doing this all through the month of May, and I'm really excited to be helping to raise some money to support some really good kids. Now today we are playing some more of our short lifespan legacy, in which every generation is a different game pack or expansion pack in The Sims 4. We're doing this to celebrate 10 years of The Sims 4 and kind of going back and revisiting some of those older packs, especially that I didn't necessarily deep dive into. In our last episode, we discovered that Britney, the Hermit of Granite Falls, is pregnant with Basil's child, and so we moved her in. And then in our last video pertaining to this series, we actually built them a house here in Newcrest. Britney brought a lot of money with her, so we went all out and built them a really cute house that kind of fits with their outdoorsy, woodsy sort of vibes. It's a log cabin, and it is ready to go for when this baby arrives as well. We did also roll for them as part of that, and we learned that they're only going to have one child, which is a good thing because neither Britney nor Basil are particularly excited about having children. Britney is currently in her second trimester and she's feeling really sad about this unwanted pregnancy. Basil is also having some shared sadness and he's feeling tense from this unwanted child that is on the way. What will Basil and his partner do? They did not plan to have a baby and they don't want this pregnancy to be, but it's a little too late to think that way now. So they're kind of struggling with all of this. Oh no, and we just got a pop-up saying that Britney needs to go to the doctor. Oh no. Well, let's see if we can send her to the doctor. Okay, we're gonna send her off to the OBGYN and we're gonna have Basil go with her. She's feeling energized from healthy habits from pregnancy complication. Britney is taking charge of her health and is determined to make good choices to minimize this pregnancy complication. She's feeling a little bit off. Britney isn't sure what's wrong, but feels quite certain something's just not right. And she's feeling confident because Basil is also kind of struggling along with her about this unwanted pregnancy. So we're gonna let them go off to the doctor and see what's going on here. Okay, Britney is back. Britney's doctor knows pregnancy complications are, well, complicated, but at this point things are looking well. The doctor doesn't feel the need to worry just yet, but advises cautious optimism. There is always a chance of an unexpected C-section or labor induction, so vigilance and grace are necessary. Which is going to be interesting because I feel like Britney is the kind of person who would want to have her baby here in her own home. Like, I don't think she's going to want to go to the doctor and do like the whole like medical thing. So we're gonna try it. We're gonna have her call her obstetrician and get things set up to have a home birth. And hopefully, you know, there aren't any complications that make this so it's like not gonna happen for her. And I mean, it could be a problem, whatever this complication is. So Britney has the freelance botanist aspiration, so she wants to plant something. So I'm kind of thinking let's have her purchase some seeds. Maybe we'll get some herbs. Get some herbs. Maybe she can plant some herbs. You got sage and basil, both of which we already have. Okay, that was maybe not the best. Well, I guess we don't have any sage planted, so we could plant some sage. Right now, Basil, who is our heir for this gen, needs to complete the outdoor enthusiast aspiration. So he needs to sleep for 2 more nights outside in a tent, and he needs to max his herbalism skill. And we're also trying to collect all of the insects as part of the insect collection. He is now level 9 of his herbalism skill, Yeah, Brittany definitely would like gardening, I think. And so we have a grill for him to be able to like brew his herbal remedies and like do that stuff outside. So I would like to see if we can maybe get his herbalism skill maxed. He's also supposed to go camping once a week. He kind of had to call his last camping trip short because we found out the news about Britney. All right, I am sending Basil over to do a little bit brewing of a concoction to see if we can get his herbalism skill up. He is level 9. He's at 70%. While he's doing that, Brittany is in here making some food because she is hungry. And we're also going to have her tend to her plants. Brittany is happily out here watering her plants in her garden that she's got. Well, I guess it kind of started as Basil's garden and she's kind of taking it over a little bit as that is her interest. Basil is working hard on his herbal remedies. I think though we're not going to take another trip to Granite Falls until the baby is born because I feel like, you know, taking a pregnant person camping when they're not excited about the baby is probably not the greatest idea. I would like to see if I can complete the insect collection, and he does need to sleep in a tent for a couple of more nights. Maybe that can be a thing like he and Brittany get to go do once the baby is a little bit. Oh no, there's a fire! Basil has discovered a fire. He caught the grill on fire. Quick, put it out. Oh no. Fires are very bad, Basil. Brittany's over here freaking out too. I can't say that I blame her. Okay, we got it put out. We have the money. He can go ahead and replace it. It's not that big of a deal. Let's see. How are we doing on an herbalism? Okay, he's at 91% complete with his herbalism. Let's try another sadness alleviation potion. Brittany's over here like freaking out about all of it. It's okay, Brittany. I promise. It's fine. Everything is fine. He is so close. He is at 99%. Okay, quick, come brew something else. Do another sadness alleviation potion. He's gonna do that. Brittany's tossing some horseshoes, trying not to think too hard about the fact that she is not ready for this. Sometimes the torturous nature of being pregnant at a time when you don't want a child hits you like a train. And she's having some back pain. The weight of the baby is pulling on Brittany's back. It's a little tough for her right now, unfortunately. And Basil did it! He has now reached level 10 of the herbalism skill, and he can now brew the elixir of fertility. Say elixir of fertility. I feel like that is something that makes you, more likely to become pregnant? Elixir of fertility. He needs sage, false morels, a bee, and a will o' the wisp. He could actually make that once the sage grows. You know, since they're so sad about all of this, what if we offer to go to counseling for the unwanted pregnancy? And then maybe this is something that they can kind of work on getting through together. And maybe that will help both of them out. Right? They've come back home and Brittany feels like it was helpful enough. It's good to discuss feelings like this with a professional. She is still, though, feeling pretty sad about everything, and it looks like she probably should go to sleep. And Basil, too. They're gonna call it an early night, I think. It's just 8 o'clock, but there's been a lot of emotions, a lot of feelings kind of surrounding everything. This Tracy Olivia's person has just come up and knocked on the door. Who are you, and why are you knocking on the door? Are you a neighbor? Like, who are you? Brittany has moved into her 3rd trimester. There is no going back. While the child will be born soon, it's much too late to consider stopping this. Brittany, okay, yeah, you're gonna go to your appointment at 1 o'clock in the morning. Okay, sure, why not? She's feeling tense from the unwanted pregnancy. No going back. While the child will be born soon, it's much too late to consider stopping this. Brittany has to go through with it now and be a parent to the new baby. Who knows how she will make it all work? And she is having a craving for some sweet food. She's feeling a bit dazed from high blood sugar from a pregnancy complication, so she must have some gestational diabetes happening. And she's feeling concerned because of some poor habits. Brittany's poor diet and unhealthy habits are only making her pregnancy complications, well, more complicated. Meanwhile, Basil's fine. He is rejuvenated from camping and he's feeling energized because he's active. Okay, Brittany's doctor knows okay. So nothing really has changed all that much. It doesn't look like for Brittany other than she's still tense. She still has like the high blood sugar. We're gonna let her come and maybe have like a drink of water and try to get that blood sugar down. And then they both probably should go back to sleep since it's, 2:30 in the morning and they just went to the doctor. Basil is being very sweet. He has woken up early and he is making some pancakes for breakfast. He knows that things have been a little bit rough for Brittany and he wants to make her some breakfast. I don't know if pancakes is like the best choice for your partner who is having some gestational diabetes, but we're gonna go for it. And Brittany is up. She needs to pee. She is very tense still from this. She is feeling a bit dazed. She's just kind of having a moment. Basil's kind of like, how are we doing? She's like, not great. My back hurts. I don't feel very well. I'm still feeling really uncertain about this whole pregnancy. And Basil's like, well, I still think you look beautiful. You are still the love of my life. And we will get through this. I know this child was kind of unexpected, kind of unplanned, but we will manage. And I think they've decided that they're gonna head off to another counseling session for this pregnancy. They're really trying to come to terms with the fact that they're going to be parents, even though neither one of them was particularly excited about it. But they really are trying and they really are putting in the effort to make this home for this child. Okay, Brittany is feeling like that wasn't really helpful. The situation didn't help Brittany feel understood or feel better about it. Oh no, she didn't really feel like that went all that well. That's not great. I am sorry, Brittany. She's too tense to even like come out and like tend to her plants. Poor thing. How about Basil? He though is feeling confident and he thought that that was helpful enough. So he's maybe feeling a little bit better about this whole thing. I think Birch should be a young adult really soon as well. Birch was Basil's youngest brother. So Basil has so if we look at our family tree, Basil has two siblings. He has a twin, Blossom, who has gotten married to Mackenzie Galindo. Okay, so they're married, which is good for them. And then Birch. And shortly after Birch was born, their mother, Aster, died from a pregnancy complication, which left Gavin, his father, to raise the three kids pretty much on their own. So it was a little bit rough of an upbringing, but really they did okay. Brittany is now feeling sad because she is not ready for this. She's also craving some rich food despite the diabetes. So they're really struggling. Since she is having a craving, we're gonna let her go get the food that she's craving. She's already upset enough about this whole thing, so we're gonna let her go and do that. Basil's feeling energized and active, so what if we let him go for like a little run around the neighborhood and he can get a little bit of exercise, let Brittany go get what she's looking for, and he can just kind of do that, meet some of his own needs, because they have to meet their own needs too. All right, Brittany is back. She's feeling happy because her cravings are tamed, but now she's feeling uncomfortable from a baby kick. Brittany's hand was rested on her baby bump when, bam, her tiny human decided to throw a swift kick into her ribcage. She's struggling, poor thing. Oh, Blossom is calling and would like to come over. I mean, sure, we can have Blossom come over. Then she can meet Brittany and they can maybe talk a little bit about how she's feeling about the pregnancy, and Brittany can maybe get another female perspective. Oh, Blossom is feeling sad. I wonder why Blossom. Oh, probably because Gavin died recently. They were still feeling kind of sad about that. Although Basil seems to be over that. So maybe that's not why Blossom is sad. I don't know. So she is meeting Blossom for the first time. Maybe she'll talk to Blossom a little bit about this and be like, I'm kind of in this situation. I know we don't know each other very well, but like, what do you think you would do? Now, Blossom did want a big happy family, so I think she would probably tell her something like, You know, I know that it can be unexpected and it can be a little bit hard sometimes, but you know, you're bringing a child into the world and I would just do the best that I can to accept it. Oh, they don't really like each other, it looks like, though. Oh dear. Brittany thinks that Blossom is pretentious, and Blossom thinks that Brittany is weird. Okay. So they maybe aren't gonna be fast friends. That's unfortunate because obviously Blossom and Basil are twins, and so they always have been really close. And in fact Basil can tell that Blossom is sad, and so he's gonna ask her like what's going on, like what's happening. I can tell you're really down. I think she's like, you know, I've gotten married and dad passed not long after, and I'm just kind of struggling a little bit with having both of our parents be gone. And she kind of is lashed out at Basil a little bit, and it looks like he is now feeling hurt from Blossom. Basil feels wronged by Blossom, and being around Blossom will remind Basil of that pain. That's not good. So clearly Blossom is not handling the loss of her father very well. And maybe she's feeling a little bit resentful because she doesn't have any kids yet and she wants to have kids, and Basil's got one on the way and he doesn't even want them. So maybe she's feeling a little bit resentful. But Basil's gonna be like, you know, maybe it would be a good idea for you to head home, you know, talk to your husband a little bit. We can talk again another time. Here we go. It is happening. The baby is getting born. Brittany has gone into labor. So we're gonna start the home birth. So she is preparing to go into labor and she's gonna prepare for her home birth, and it is time. Let's have her come over and go ahead and have this baby. Let's get Basil up so he's not gonna miss this. He's going into pre-parental panic. All right, Brittany, because she really isn't interested in like the hospital or anything like that. She is having the baby right here in her own home. Lots of mixed feelings, I think. And it is a girl. We have had a baby girl. We do want to have the same last name as Basil. So this is going to be the Flowers because it's the Flowers legacy. And since we've kind of been going with these like floral, botanical, outdoorsy names, and I was going to go in like alphabetical order, being real creative here, I know. I'm going to name this girl Calla after a calla lily, which is actually my favorite flower. And it is just a single birth, which is probably a good thing, all things considered, since they didn't really want the baby anyway. Brittany is feeling really tense from some postpartum pain. She's tense from the new baby. The baby's born. It's a relief not to have to deal with the pregnancy anymore, but a great stress to have an unwanted baby to take care of. Ha! Maybe Brittany will get used to it. We'll see. And then she's feeling tense from her water breaking, and oh, well, I guess we're not having contraction pains because we already had the baby. Basil is feeling tense from his pre-parental panic. Maybe we'll have him come in and just kind of interact a little bit with the baby. And because we're on short lifespan, we're probably going to get the pop-up notification that Calla is going to age up sometime today still. So she's not going to be a newborn for very long because short lifespan. We can have Brittany come over and attempt to bond with Calla. Basil, I think, has come to terms with it. But Brittany is having a little bit of a tougher time. Oh, it took a bit of time, but Brittany is now at peace with her child. She will do the best she can to be a good parent to Calla. Okay, good. So she is feeling better now. And Basil is also, you know, in a pretty good place with the baby. I do think it's interesting that, like, Basil came to terms with it all, like, really quickly. Clearly, the trip to the therapist and kind of talking it over really did make a big difference for Basil, because he really came to terms with Calla's arrival much faster than Brittany did. She's still feeling like tense and angry about all of it. Yeah, Basil has taken to being a parent pretty well. He's definitely coming in and doting a bit on little Calla here. So it was a good thing to see. All right, Brittany has completed the first part of her milestone. She now wants to achieve level 4 the gardening skill, which she has. Actually, what is her gardening skill level? Okay, it's level 5. And then she wants to evolve 5 different plants. So that'll take a little bit of time, but we could do some fertilizing. Can she fertilize? Yeah, she can fertilize. Let's have her do that. Let's get her fertilizing something. And then they'll evolve faster. We'll fertilize them with mushrooms. Why not? She's definitely taken over the gardening, which is good. It gives her something to do since she's still, like, she's come to terms with things with Kala, but she's not, like, super excited about things. So I think it's good that she has, like, her garden and something else to kind of do and distract herself from all of that. Wait a second. Wait a second. Wait a second. Kala isn't showing up as Basil's child. Who's the parent? Prince Landgrab? When did that happen? How? Wait, hold on. Oh, no wonder Basil, like, wasn't upset about the. I don't. I'm confused. How did this happen? Wait, I don't understand how this happened. They woohooed, and then she was pregnant. Unless she also woohooed with a Landgrab? So Kala isn't even Basil's kid? I'm shook. I don't know what to do. Oh, I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna need all of your feedback in the comments below. What do we do? I was 100% convinced that this kid was Basil's because they woohooed and then she was pregnant like the next day. Unless she also woohooed with Prince Landgrab at the same time, Kala is not Basil's child. What do we do? Call me blown away and confused and baffled. Let me know in the comments below what you think we should do. I'm gonna end the episode here because, like, I am completely flabbergasted and I don't know what to do. I mean, he could adopt Kala as a care dependent and raise her as his own, but he doesn't have, like, a genetic child to kind of continue on the legacy, which isn't that big of a deal, except that I kind of wanted the genetics of my original founder to keep going. So I don't know what to do. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I'm gonna need some time to kind of stop and process this because holy cow, that's not what I was expecting to happen. I definitely need your feedback. Wow. Okay. So hopefully we'll have an answer by the time we get to the next episode. Yeah, you really gotta let me know your thoughts. Thank you all so much for watching. If you like this video, please do like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!